On the tour today, we investigate cheaper airlines to determine the most economical flights for your journey. Our baby-minding business is booming. In fact, we've monopolized the market. We asked Rick to tweak our limo service and Rickshaw it's all good. First stop on the TDM World Safari is Alba, Italy. Ooh, and we're just in time to witness all the glitz and glamour of their annual truffle hunt. Truffles literally are the gastronomical diamonds in the rough, or the rough, as the case may be. Because before you can hunt truffles, you need a dog. And not just any dog, you need a truffle dog. Of course, it doesn't always go to plan. Okay, there's one. Oh, no, there's one. No, there's one. Yeah, I got one. I get it. Oh, truffles? I thought you said ruffles. Of course, not all that glitters is gold, and there are a lot of dogs here.
Is this a truffle, Dad? It's a bit squishy.
Nah, it's poo. Truffologist and debonair man about town Roberto Monza explains. Having got your dog, you then need to register before putting on your game face. Steely eyes. Focus. The truffle is a worthy adversary. I've seen them take a man's arm clean off. No, wait, that was a tiger. But the point remains, never turn your back on a truffle, even in a shop. Enzo here only knows too well the dangers of the truffle hunt, having recently lost an uncle. Police still have the area cordoned off as the search continues. His dog Rambo is one of the best. Together, the pair can sniff a truffle at 100 yards. Oh, let's see that again in slow motion. Rambo draws first blood and Enzo's in for the kill. Wonderful teamwork there, bellissimo! Enzo's uncanny ability to not just think like a truffle, but to look like one also, it came as no surprise that he and Rambo won this year's event. I hope they've got room on the mantelpiece for that beauty. We're high over the stunning French Alps now and flying with arguably the cheapest family in Europe. That's Jean-Claude Bargananter and his lovely wife, Michelle. The bargain hunters are on their way to England, but refuse to hand over the economy airfare. They've chosen to fly on a wing and a prayer instead. Oh, there's little Antoinette Bargananter in the back row. The savings on her airfare alone has paid for the family's parachutes.
You did buy parachutes, didn't you, Jean-Claude?
And speaking of flying fruitcakes or fruit bats, we say welcome to all the nutty English inventors and aeronautical thrill seekers as they add the final touches to their ill-conceived ideas, then launch themselves off a pier for the UK Birdman Rally. As always, the Coast Guard is on hand to deport the losers. There's one now, and sadly, that is her better side. Looks like the wind's blowing a gale now. And that's why you shouldn't stand close to the edge on a windy day. For the rest of the day, one nutter after another went off the deep end, and some didn't stand a chance, while others looked very promising. Oh, what a pity he let go. That was a record breaker for sure. The good news is that the wind's even stronger now. The bad news is it's blowing the wrong way. Here come the big guns now. These are the guys who actually know a thing or two about flight, gravity, and how to build a working glider. I'm not sure of the technical term, but most people know them as show-offs. There's a drowning show-off now. The wind direction has changed completely, and now it's anyone's guess how it might affect these big gliders. I think we're okay. Nope, we're definitely not okay. There's a fair bit of hot air out there today, but let's see if it's second time lucky for this competitor. Come on, buddy, just 21 miles to France. Or not. Now here's a top-secret US Air Force project, a stealth glider designed to defeat enemy radar by flying super low. Cost millions. Uses, no. The final entrant in this year's show-off section is clearly the biggest show-off of all, or also known as the winner. He's 25-year-old Rudolph Rudder. Rudy is the first member of his family to win the prestigious Birdman. He's also his family's first deep-sea explorer and a real crowd pleaser. Next up, big bouncing babies, bouncing babies. And if you like a flutter, Snake Eyes could put you on a fast track back to where you started. So you have to roll again. To Japan now, where you'll find famous and picturesque Mount Fuji's peak is covered with snow and sumos. Ooh, there's a peak that's in need of some snow cover. There are also babies. But first, every good sumo ceremony begins with a hearty breakfast for one. And a quick bathroom stop. Oh, this could take a while. I wish I was at home having a bath instead of whatever it is I'm meant to be doing here now. Whoa, check out Grumpy Face. I think he knows what's coming up. On the other hand, the Sleeping Beauty has no idea. So, what is going on? This is the annual Naki Sumo or Crying Baby contest, and that's exactly what it's all about. For over 400 years, Japanese mothers have brought their babies to the temple at their high point of spring. According to tradition, a crying baby is a healthy baby. So the aim of the game is to get the little darlings bawling their eyes out. Well, if tradition's anything to go by, that's one healthy baby. It's such a time-honored and unusual contest, it's a pity that so little is known about it. Here comes someone with a sign. This should explain things. No, missed it. Babies that don't cry easily are given a helping hand with a scary mask. Or they could just use that guy. Boogity, 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 boo. While baby boys have experienced this fun for over 400 years, baby girls were only included for the first time 5 years ago. And isn't she thrilled about that?
Oh, Niki no.
If only we knew what they were thinking.
Oh, hey.
Hey, I'm not pizza, you know. Put me down. Quit throwing me up. I'll show you throwing up. Okay, that's better. Now go get my mom and give that big nappy back. Ooh. What was all that about? I feel a bit seasick.
And as the next eager mum passes the next victim up baby over to the sumo wrestler, she wasn't aware that this was about to be a record-breaking bout for the ages. Try as they liked, the fat blokes couldn't get these tiny tots to cry. No amount of tossing, teasing, twisting or tugging seemed to work. Worse still, it was lulling them to sleep. And the babies too. Looks like it's a draw.
Oh, come on.
Oh, will this day never end? I want to go home and check Facebook. The final contest for the day was a quick affair, with the winner awarded biggest blubberer in Japan. Good grief, what a crybaby! For years, the goings-on at America's top-secret military facility remained shrouded in mystery. The Russians feared they'd developed some kind of super, powerful, invisible gun. the Swedes, certain they'd invented a flying car, and the Irish all but convinced they'd created an army of elite super ninja leprechauns. Well, the truth is, we have no idea what goes on behind the closed doors of Area 51. But what happens across the road in Area 52 will really shock you. They've developed the world's biggest Monopoly game. Ta-da! A game so big, it requires the world's largest dice just to play it. Top CI operative Agnes Bockwinkel is always on hand to make sure any problems get ironed out. False start? No problem. Agnes!
Here you go, sweetie. Ooh, snake eyes!
Ah, the fun just never stops, and that's because it never starts. Nobody here even knows why the military began developing a giant Monopoly game. Rumor has it another superpower had created an enormous game of Scrabble, but as it turned out, they were nothing more than just words. Ah, here's my car. The valet service is good here. At Tour de Mayhem, we've often wondered who'd go crazy first, a Frenchman or a French-speaking Belgian. To find out, we sealed one of each in an underground pit and then filmed them. It's the kind of social experiment we specialize in. Both men now exhibiting the early signs of stage 1 craziness. Or as we call it, the Don King zone. French Pierre already convinced there was a third man in the pit. Meanwhile, Belgian Pierre had taken a seat and began talking to the third man French Pierre had convinced him was in the pit with them. This was stage 2 craziness. Or as we call it, the Charlie Sheen zone. Then came the moment that really shocked us. French Pierre began performing a hideous French mime. That's not just crazy, it's annoying. An hour later, and these cave drawings began to appear, as did a very cheesy odor. Belgian Pierre then discovered what he believed were truffles, insisting they'd be checked by our crack team of TDM scientists. Their findings? As suspected, the truffles turned out to be nothing more than rusty lug nuts from a 1978 Peugeot. World-renowned archaeologist and moustache collector Dr. René Dupré also showing us some items he'd recently bought off eBay. It turns out we'd forgotten to put air vents in our underground pit, bringing the entire experiment to a grinding halt well before the 60 hours we'd allocated. An underwhelmed crowd and media throng disappointed we were no closer to solving one of life's biggest mysteries. Allo, allo! Be sure to tune in next week, though, when we lock these two men in a room to see who cracks first. Schumacher, Senna, Vettel, Rudy Ramprakash, or Dancing Rudy as he's also known, the fastest man on 3 wheels. We're here for the Mumbai Grand Prix, without doubt the premier event on Mumbai's sporting calendar. It's really one big party. Give us a wave, Rudy. Or maybe not, he's got his race face on. And he's probably still fuming about his poor qualifying time that sees him starting from the outside of today's grid. Girls, if you don't mind, please. Thank you. As you can see, only a minute separates the field after Sonny Vangasara snatched pole from the German ace Baron von Steinschwager with a sensational last lap. Unfortunately, last year's winner, Honey Papadum, was disqualified this morning by the auto rickshaw racing's officials after it was discovered his auto rickshaw had been fitted with an illegal bike horn. What was he thinking? Looks like the party just can't be held back anymore. Here's TDM's Mumbai correspondent, Gupta Singh, summing up the excitement in the crowd. Such is the level of happiness for this race that for many of the tickets you can buy them on the blacks marketing for something as much as twice as much. But I don't think much of this year's grid girls. No. Neither do I, Gupta. Neither do I. Go, go, go into the tight right-hander at Tamburello. They all got through the first corner safely. It's Ramprakash. How did he get there? Von Steinschwager, Vangasara, Bopara and Chandrasaka. Let's see the start again. JJ really got bogged down there, but what a start by Rudy. Through the Parabolica, and Ramprakash has opened up a good lead. Von Steinschwager appears to be blowing smoke. No, my mistake, that's just the Mumbai air. Ramprakash with a new fastest lap. And the Mumbai Grand Prix. Ah, there's the famous victory dance and a victory wave. Can I grab a taxi, please? Next up, we reveal why this tour bears the name it does. Who said Belgium was boring? Okay, we might have. But that was before we saw this. It's called the Big Dump, and the Craze is literally sweeping across this excitement challenge nation. Don't believe me? Here's another one. Oh, that is a quality dump. Great technique. Let's get a flightless bird's eye view from our revolutionary butt cam. Faultless, no splash at all. Now, it might look dangerous, but taking a big dump is perfectly safe. In accordance with BDA regulations, Big Dumping's governing body, each dumpee is fitted with a safety girdle before boarding the bunga, a titanium steel jumping platform. It seems everybody is either taking a big dump or watching somebody take a big dump these days. Well, it makes a change from texting and looking at Facebook. Once securely strapped in, the trick, I'm told, is to remain relaxed from the waist down, but excited from the hips up. This will be his third dump today, and he hasn't even had lunch yet. Not a good idea to have your keys in your pocket at this stage. Goal! Finding the net so easy, even Fernando Torres could do it.
I think it's more kick than fun. Because to have fun, you have to realize what is happening. And this time is so short that you can't realize it.
Oh, I realize it. It looks like fun, though. Time for one last dump, then. Perfectly safe, of course. To Buckinghamshire, England now, where the quiet and serene countryside is about to be blown away by the engine-screeching, hot air-blowing racing hovercraft of the Euro Championships. Well, that's not too bad. Oh. Hey, can you keep it down? Get out of the way! Just waiting on the start now. Waiting. And they're off. And they're back. And they're off again! Well, that was weird. Just look at them fly. Well, hover at least. But let's not get too technical here. They sound like a swarm of particularly angry wasps having a very bad day. Pretty colors though, eh? The beauty of these floating glorified hairdryers is that they really can go anywhere. Land, water, mud, ice, rough surfaces and steep hills. And they're so stable too. I could put my grandmother into one of those and she'd tip over. Grandma, but let's see that again. The weird bit is, why is the driver still trying to steer the hovercraft once it's upside down? Maybe he's looking for his roadside assist number. Fortunately for this driver, the race is drawing to a close. His skirt is in shreds and probably won't take much more punishment. There's nothing more than a torn skirt. Am I right, ladies?
Well, I don't know. Oh, there's nothing worse.
Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Wow, a hubcap and a doorstop. Winner. Remember the day you picked up your shiny new Caravan, then headed off for the coast but took a wrong turn? Or the day your now ex-girlfriend offered to do it up a bit? Well, who knew it would end up here someday, on the UK's banger racing circuit? This is where old Caravans go to die, or just slowly fall apart. Whoa, that's what I call a close call. And that's a direct hit. If you thought that was bad, check out the spectators' car park. Oh, they're walking home. And while we're on the subject of wanton motor vehicle destruction, let's just ramp things up a little. He must be a taxi driver. Ouch! And in case you missed it, that says, now panic on the undercarriage. Excellent advice. Sheesh. No one can save that car now. Not even Superman. So long. See you all next time, tourists.